Afternoon, monkeys. Thanks for joining us again at Yorkshire Monkey. Right, this is a very interesting story. Tragic, but very interesting story from 2 years ago in America, from the New York Times. Police officer pleads guilty in Russian roulette killing of another officer. Nathaniel R. Hendren, who was an officer in St. Louis, was accused of fatally shooting his female colleague, Caitlin Alex, while on duty in his apartment in 2019. There's a funeral. A former St. Louis police officer accused of killing another officer while playing Russian roulette pleaded guilty on Friday and was sentenced to 7 years in prison, the authorities said. The former officer, Nathaniel R. Hendren, 30, pleaded guilty to 1 count of first-degree involuntary manslaughter and 1 count of armed criminal action in the shooting death of Caitlin Alex, another officer with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department, according to Kimberly M. Gardner, the St. Louis Circuit Attorney. Mr. Hendren was sentenced to 7 years on the manslaughter charge and 3 years to be served concurrently. On the second charge, Miss Gardner said in a statement. The shooting on January 24, 2019 drew national attention because Mr. Hendren was on duty at the time. Ms. Gardner had also accused the police department of obstructing the investigation in its rush to initially label the shooting an accident. There he is. Who did it? I put a few other pictures on further on in it. Mr. Hendren had been on duty when he met Officer Alex, who was off duty, at his apartment where the two began dry firing their handguns, according to the plea agreement. Mr. Hendren had produced his revolver, emptied the cylinder and put 1 round back in, the statement said, adding, Mr. Hendren pointed the revolver down the hallway and pulled the trigger. The gun did not discharge. Officer Alex then took the gun from Mr. Hendren, pointed it at him and pulled the trigger. It did not fire. Mr. Hendren retrieved the gun, pointed it at her and pulled the trigger. It fired and Officer Alex was fatally shot in the chest, authorities said. Mr. Hendren's partner, who was present and not identified, told the authorities that he felt uncomfortable they were playing with guns and began to leave before she heard the gunfire, according to probable cause statement. Ms. Gardner described Officer Alex as a vibrant 24-year-old promising law enforcement officer who honourably served the people of the city of St. Louis. The reckless behaviour that took place that early morning has left an unfillable void for a grieving husband, parents and a host of loving family and friends. Mr. Hendren's lawyer, Talmage E. Newton IV, ninth, called the Officer Alex's death a tragic accident. I'm not sure it were an accident. Mr. Hendren has accepted full responsibility for his role in the events of that night, he said on Saturday. This plea will save the family the trauma of a trial and hopefully aid in the healing process. Officer Alex graduated from the Police Academy in 2017. Alison Hawke, a spokesman for the Circuit's Attorney's Office, said Mr. Hendren graduated from the Academy in 2017 in a different class from Officer Alex. And that's that. Now, excuse me. Now, I'm sure, I don't know the laws in America. Maybe if there's anybody there from America, you could just bring that to our attention. But I'm sure, like over here, there should be mental screening tests for your mental state, etc., when you're qualifying, training, etc. Not going by the rule of thumb again, but should there not be ongoing tests every so often? Whatever possessed anybody to play Russian roulette, I mean, it's pretty hardcore, is that, isn't it? Let's face it. It's not just pissing about with something. It's knowing there's a loaded round in a round in the gun. It's loaded, and you could be dead. Again, whatever possesses them. Okay, monkeys, I'll leave you with that one. Hope you enjoyed it. Tell me in comments what you think about it. And, yeah, just beggars belief. If you can smash that like button and all that good stuff for me, that would be fantastic. If you're not subscribed, please go ahead. Feel welcome to. It doesn't cost you out. Okay, monkeys, catch you soon. Stay safe.